Welcome back, it's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. Today I am back with a one-page layout using the Summer Snapshots collection from Simple Stories. I had bought this collection from a local scrapbooking store and then intended to buy more of the embellishments from the Great Lakes Mega Meet, but they did not have any of the embellishments there. And so I decided just to kind of go with what I had because I have a handful of other collections that are Simple Stories and color-wise match pretty well. So I am going to start by using this navy polka dotted paper for my border. I am gutting it in the middle because I think the collection only came with one pattern paper of each pattern. I'm used to having multiples, and so I obviously want to conserve as much paper as I can, and so I did gut that, and then I'm going to be using, I believe, French vanilla from Close to My Heart for my background paper. I found that French vanilla matched perfectly with a lot of the Simple Stories collections because they're not bright white. A lot of them are just a little bit off-white, and the French vanilla was the perfect shade for that. I am going to be getting 3 photos on this layout, all ice cream photos. My sister, before she moved to Florida, lived in a city with the best ice cream, and so every time we went to go visit, we would always get the ice cream, and my oldest is just such a messy ice cream eater. He is 10, and even now, he just cannot eat ice cream without making a mess. And so I always ended up taking pictures of him eating the ice cream. I wanted to incorporate this ice cream paper, and so I cut a strip of that to go kind of across the page, but wanted, I guess, kind of a barrier between that and the French vanilla paper. The base of that ice cream paper is kind of that same French vanilla color, and so it just kind of blended in too much. I wanted a good kind of separation, and so I just ended up cutting, I think, just a 1/4 inch strip of the backside of that, which was like a kind of a pink and coral maybe plaid, and so I did end up using that to separate it and like the way that looks. I tend to use scraps when I can to back my photos, and this particular one, for whatever reason, I did not have it straight, so when I ripped it up, it really completely messed it up. But with Close to My Heart going out of business, I want to conserve as much French vanilla as I can. I believe Stampin' Up! Is selling it now, but I still kind of want to conserve, and so I just flipped that over and used the backside, and it worked just fine. I am actually going to leave that second photo and not mat that at all. I am going to tuck it under the 4x6 photo quite a bit, and so I just decided, because that is kind of right on the French vanilla, the top of it at least, that I wasn't going to back it. I didn't feel like it needed kind of to stand out from any pattern paper as much, and so I just left that. I did decide to use 2 of the tags from the tag paper. I'm going to kind of layer those behind that smaller photo, and love the saying, I think life is better with ice cream, maybe. And so I'm going to use that one. And then the top of another tag had the ice cream. And so I'm kind of going to layer that behind and use that kind of as a base for a small embellishment cluster. I do have a couple colors of twine that match the collection pretty well. And so I am going to end up using twine, and that will fill in some of the space on the French vanilla. I did decide, because I needed a title. One of the things that I really wanted to buy from this collection specifically was the foam titles. I thought they were just great title phrases. So eventually I'll probably end up buying that. But again, didn't have it at the Great Lakes Mega Meet, and so now I'm just kind of going back on not a spending freeze, but really trying to limit what I purchase and use my stash more. And so what I ended up doing was using a circle die and cutting out one of the phrases from the cut apart sheet. And I really liked that. And so that is kind of going to be my title then, just kind of working with what I have. I did decide to pop this one photo up on foam tape. Again, that second one is going to kind of be tucked pretty far in behind the larger photo. I had to kind of place them in a way that both the tags would fit as well. So I think the tag and the one photo are overlapping onto that navy background border paper, but it's okay. I like the way that that looks sometimes too, so not a big deal. And then I'm going to bring in that circle piece down at the bottom there and kind of add to that as well. I felt like because the background of that circle is French vanilla, that I needed to somehow separate that from the French vanilla background paper as well. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been easy to kind of blend, I guess, around the edges of that with an ink. But at this time when I was doing it, that just was not, I guess, in my mind. And so you will see instead, I do end up actually cutting another circle and using that instead. So once I kind of get this all taped down, like I said, I had a couple of colors of twine. I had the green, and then I end up going into my stash and finding a dark blue as well. But I also have in my stash some summer flares from Scrap and Happy Studio that I thought would work perfectly. This one says Sweet Summer. And so I just thought that was really cute. And so I want to try to use up as many of those as I can. I have quite the stash, even though it feels like I use almost one on every single layout. I still have quite the stash. And so kind of using up those to make way for new ones, I guess. And by no means am I guess, I don't know. I'm not even affiliated with her, but I just love her product so much. And she just came out with a Disney box, and I did end up ordering that. Even though I want to limit what I spend, I did end up getting that Disney box because I have 2 trips to document still, and oh my goodness, Disney is an addiction, I have come to find out, because I have another trip planned for November now too. So I will definitely be using up all of those flares from that box. But you see, I did end up cutting out that circle and using the back side of the cut apart sheet. I really liked all those colors and those stripes. So I did end up using that, that side of the paper. And I felt like that just kind of broke up, I guess, all of the French vanilla down at the bottom. I ended up adding that camera down there as well, and I just thought that was so cute. I don't know what it is, but I just thought that fit down there so well. So here's a couple of the sticker sheets from the other collections that I have that I think fit and match perfectly. I don't think I really ended up using many of them. There was that striped heart, and I thought that filled in that tag really nicely up with that flare. And then I decided to add a couple of phrase stickers down at the bottom as well. Just kind of extend that big kind of cluster down there. That chipboard sun is actually from one of the other collections, and I don't know, kind of looks out of place with not adding anything else up there, but I do kind of, on the other hand, like the way that that looks as well. So I am going to leave that. And then I did find a single flare to finish out one of the packs. And so I added that to the camera at the bottom. But that is going to finish off this layout. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will link this collection down below, as well as Scrap and Happy Studio, so you can check out all of her flares. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.